man, welcome to the show. Great to be with you. Thanks for tuning in today. And we're making our way into this. God, that's a terrible call. All right. It's one of those mornings. Took an hour and a half to get here today. An hour and a half. One accident out there. Told Gary, turned everything into chaos. Unbelievable. Oh, well, we're glad to be here. Glad you're there. I hope your drive into work was relatively civilized and peaceful. Talk about stress. I just walked in. Oh, man. So I hope you had a wonderful weekend. These football teams making their way to the all through the playoffs now and getting headed for Super Bowl. More stress, right? For many. Take this very seriously, these fans. And we have a couple guests lined up today. It's Super Bowl around here every day. And I was thinking about over the weekend about this business of, again, New Year's resolutions and all these resolutions that people make, goes on and on. And what yet has yet to appear in any list that I've looked at or survey is the resolution of improving the diet, a person's diet, so that it is not so pro-inflammatory. A diet-induced, that creates a diet-induced, what you have is a diet-induced pro-inflammatory state. And, I'm all for the taking of the supplements and this and that to augment your diet to help achieve any particular New Year's resolutions, whether it's getting better sleep and rest, trying to get into an exercise program, lose weight. I mean, supplements can play a role in that. But how about that resolution? Just to change the diet so it doesn't keep causing inflammation in your body. It is very possible to do that. In the first place, you have to look for the usual suspects and the scene of the crime. And what we have now in this country, in the food culture, it's the paradigm really seems to be now. And there's no ambiguity about this in my mind, is a highly processed, salt, sugar, fat-laden diet that is not constituted of whole foods, fruits, vegetables, legumes, and go down the list. It's galaxies and galaxies away from that. It's a diet of convenience leading to a catastrophe for people's health. Convenience. And even the so-called vegans and vegetarians who trying to do, I guess, a good thing, even they end up eating a highly processed diet. I was in a store where they sell, now even traditional grocery stores, they have sections where they're devoted to whether vegetarian, vegan, and gluten-free, whatever, so-called health section. I was looking at those foods for those folks. Those are pretty processed too, many of them. And And when you go it, and I did a little survey. I started looking to see how much work being done on this pro-inflammatory diet, and surprisingly, there were more articles and studies than I thought. Now, inflammation is a natural response to infection and injury, and it's carried out by the immune system. It's it's a natural process. It's necessary. But it turns out that the way we eat can inspire inflammation. And it is, in a word, it is these highly processed foods that are loaded with salt, sugar, and fat. That's how you identify them. If you were looking for those suspects, that's what you would look. That's how you would describe them. And you put an all points bulletin out for them and remove them from the scene. But that's not going to happen. Not anytime soon. Food companies, the food industry dominates that agenda in terms of what's available. And humans, being what they are, humans will eat what you put down in front of them. And that's just the way it is. And the more, and we're looking for convenience, we're looking for fast, we're looking for now. Who's going to take time to cook? And it takes an effort to do all these things. To do the right thing takes some time. And when you're caught up in the fast way, usually the fast way ends up being a bad way. And it is with food. Food is not just food. So how about that New Year's resolution? Eating less pro-inflammatory foods, cookies, crackers, cakes, chips, colas. I could go down the list.
I got a lot of friends now that they're prepping their meals on the weekends for the week, so
Good.
they can stay away from the processed foods.
Good idea.
And it's funny that you brought it up because Marcus is really getting in shape, and he's gone vegan for a month. Yeah. And we were talking about it, and he posted the other day that he's prepping his meals now instead of going out to lunch every day.
Marcus is a reference to
our guy in marketing,
graphic designer in the marketing department. Young man trying to, get off the right foot for the new year. I'm just saying, I have not seen that resolution in any of the surveys. And what's interesting, lose weight, exercise more, get better sleep and rest, all of them, in one way or another, can track back and do track back to the diet, where the diet can either support that resolution or totally undermine it. That's what's interesting. I've said it for 12 years on this show. I'll say it one more time. Nutrition is the first principle of health. Period. Period. It is the first principle. When nutrition goes haywire in a person's life, nothing good is going to happen in terms of their health. How do you think everybody runs around saying, "Oh, the body can heal itself"? Not if you're feeding it junk, and the body will use what you feed it to rebuild itself. It's like building a house with faulty materials. Doesn't even make sense. Jazz Matu is my guest. Get him on. He's in the first portion of the show. That's a pretty good name, right? Got to like that. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition. No inflammation.
At Country Life Vitamins, we've been helping people live happy, healthy lives since 1971. And we believe integrity should always be our #1 ingredient. We are committed to this belief because you deserve high-quality nutrition, specifically crafted with the highest standards to support your health. Country Life's manufacturing facility is an NSF GMP registered facility, as well as USDA certified organic, so you can feel good about the products you're taking. Country Life Vitamins is also the first supplement company in the United States to have a complete line of products certified gluten-free. That's over 500 products. Country Life Vitamins' pledge of integrity is based on 5 standards: authenticity, cleanliness, freshness, consistency, and accuracy. Ask for Country Life's top-selling products, such as Coenzyme B Advanced for increased energy or Flex Able for joint health. Country Life Vitamins' commitment to ensure all of our products are pure, wholesome, gluten-free supplements full of natural goodness provides peace of mind with the knowledge you are using a brand.
I'm Joy McCarthy, holistic nutritionist, and I expect more from my multivitamin. I've researched many vitamins, and what's truly different about Every Woman's One Daily from New Chapter is that it's fermented with probiotics and whole foods and gentle even on an empty stomach. Every Woman's One Daily helps you feel good every day, giving you immune, energy, and stress support, and nutrients for bone and heart health. You will notice a difference. Every Woman's One Daily recently won the Best Multivitamin Award, and I love that it's non-GMO project verified. Discover the wisdom of nature with New Chapter.
Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce.
Makes you just want to roll back over and go back to bed, don't it?
You know what? Play a tape show. I'll go home. Oh, man, oh, man.
It's just one of those little things, that just make your whole day just go whoop. I don't know if you had that sound effect into it. Whoop. But,
yep.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. Here's how to connect to the show.
You can reach us at 877-897-8255. That's 897-8255. Don't forget, Dr. Garko's personal email is drgarko@letstalknutrition.com. Follow us on Facebook at Let's Talk Nutrition, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have friends that are actually hearing impaired, our YouTube channel is closed captioned. So they can actually read what's going on. So if they want to know what's going on in the world of health, go to our YouTube channel and follow it.
A new feature. How about that? Jasmine, too, is my guest. And Jaz's been on before, and we always enjoy having him on. He has a lot of passion for his work. And Strauss, not the composer, but the supplement company up in Canada, does a great job. They make an interesting product that is legendary in Canada and in North America, but in Canada, it's where the company started and is. And the product, of course, is in the U.S. And it is legendary in that part of the world. Jazz, welcome back. And I didn't tell the audience what it was. I'm going to leave that to you. I just wanted to wish you Happy New Year. This is the first time you've been on in 2018. So Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year to you too, Dr. Garko, and your staff. Thank you for having me on.
It's our pleasure. And so far, so good for you this new year?
Excellent. It's been a wonderful start, so can't complain. So that's all great.
So what I said is not exaggerated. The company for whom you work and the product that they make sort of have this legendary status in Canada, don't they?
They certainly do. This is for Strauss Naturals. They've been based in Kamloops in British Columbia for about 30 years. The formulation is very, very traditional. It's a herbal formulation, and the formula dates back to almost 300 to 400 years. It's a European formula, 100% herbal, natural formula designed to support cardiovascular health. Contains an array of different herbs like garlic, hawthorn, mistletoe, motherwort, cayenne, bilberry extract, and willow bark. So this is a 100% natural formula. It's been, like I said, it's been around for many years. We're seeing some amazing results with a lot of people that are choosing to take this product.
How did you get in touch with it?
Well, my background is as a medical herbalist, and I'd heard of Strauss before I originally grew up and trained in England, moved to Canada 22 years ago, and I had heard of the formula, obviously having grown up in the UK and being part of Europe. Herbal medicine and the formulation had been heard of with regards to Strauss. When I came to Canada, obviously I discovered the product here and had been recommending it for many years to my patients in the clinic and stuff, and seen really amazing results. And this is typically the type of formula that if I was dispensing in my own dispensary for something like a cardiovascular issue, these are the type of herbs that I would lean to and look at in consideration of a patient that may be coming into the clinic.
Yeah. So the product itself, what is the name? The actual name people always ask. What's the name on the bottle? So when they go into the store and ask for it, what actually appears on the label?
Yeah, Strauss Heart Drops, and you can't miss it. It comes in a beautifully packaged sort of metal container. Inside there is a bottle with a dropper bottle, and it's a liquid. So Strauss Heart Drops is what it's called. It's a red color.
Okay, and you mentioned it's not just garlic, but you said there's a constellation of compounds in the supplement. Yes.
Absolutely, it's a synergistic formula, really designed to help on various levels, from improving circulation, improving cardiovascular function, ionotropic, chronotropic actions of the heart, making sure that blood is pumping correctly, making sure that the vessels, the arteries are cleared from any plaque to allow blood flow. Also at the same time sort of helping to, relax the heart muscle. So it's a combination formula that, like I said, it's got all the elements physiologically to help support circulation, to support cardiovascular health. And that's when you look at the formula, and that's the reason why, for a number of years, The formulation is done really, really well. The product's done, and like I said, it is legendary, not only in North America, but it's available, in other parts of the world too, and in Asia and Europe right now. So it is really making its mark globally.
I'm at the Strauss Naturals website right now, and I saw they had it was an interesting idea there. They have like a carousel, and the images roll across the screen. Arterial cleanse. That's kind of a clever way to put it. It
is.
When we come back, I want to talk about that. I had not seen that phrase too much. Arterial cleanse. I like that idea. You want to talk to Jazz or me or Gary? The Ghost from Christmas Past lingers in here too. We can channel almost anybody or anything since we're global, and that's a lot of fun. Here's a number to call.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-8255.
And I found there's a website called Heart Drops, Arabic numeral 4, Life. HeartDropsForLife.com. That'll get you to Strauss Naturals. I think there's a couple other ways to get to that website, too.
Battling sinus. Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce exclusively on Amazon.com.
Well, there, this heart disease, coronary heart disease, as long as it has been around, you would think that we had it more managed. Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. We don't. It's been the leading cause of death, at least when we started keeping numbers and recording, since 1921. And it still is. It is true that heart disease has declined in its prevalence. That's true. But it's still the leading cause of death. And it's just and it's preventable. It's preventable. Talking with Jazz Mattu, he's an educator for Strauss Naturals. And as I was thinking about the show today, I was reminded of a quote by Marcus Aurelius Martialis, who said, quote, "Life is not living, but living in health. Life is not living, but living in health," close quote. He was a first century Roman poet. Okay, so that resonates with me. Jazz, welcome back. I was at Strauss Naturals website and I saw a phrase, arterial cleanse. Explain to the listener and the viewer that phrase, the implications of that phrase, and what that means to you.
Great. Well, it's definitely something which is the forefront of what Strauss Naturals is about. You started off the show talking about inflammation and an inflammatory diet. And when we think about this product, the first thing I think we have to understand in very, very simple terms, what's going on with our arteries, with our blood vessels, the vessels that carry oxygen and nutrients to all parts of the body, whether it's the immune system, the digestive system, the endocrinology, the nervous system. And as you know, everything starts with oxidation, goes to lead to plaque formation, producing inflammation, and over a period of time that's obstructing blood flow. Arterial plaque is creating that. The arterial cleanse product is basically a product that contains the Strauss heart drops with the addition of cinnamon in there. Now, cinnamon's not only in there for the flavoring, but also has some beneficial actions in terms of increasing the circulation, helping even to things like balanced blood sugar levels, that type of thing. So the arterial cleanse product is a product, it's a 3-month supply of the heart drops, and the reason why the company have packaged it like that, because they've truly seen that in moderate to severe cases of cardiovascular disease, where they, by taking this product at the recommended doses, that within 3 months they guarantee that people will have positive results, or it's a money-back guarantee. Now, this is a guarantee that the company do, and as you know, there aren't many companies that will guarantee their products. So the arterial cleanse product is a product that helps to improve the circulation and almost like cleanse or detox, I guess, the blood vessels in order to break down plaque, in order to allow blood flow. And we know that once blood is flowing, nutrients are flowing, oxygen is flowing. That in its own is going to start healing the body.
Is that is the Strauss heart drops? Is that the arterial cleanse? Is that a separate product, or are we talking about the heart drops in particular?
We're talking about the heart drops. It's
okay.
It's exactly the same product, but it is with the addition of the cinnamon in there, because the heart drops come in basically in 2 flavors. One is the original flavor, which has got the garlic in there, but the second formulation is exactly like I said. It is the original flavor with the addition of the cinnamon. So the arterial cleanse it has the addition of the cinnamon in there to support, other things along with it.
People think of cinnamon, they think of Christmas and holidays and winter and, whatever. They put cinnamon in. But cinnamon, how long do you think cinnamon has been known to humankind, if you had to guess, given your...
I think as a spice, it's been around for centuries. I would say, I would guess and say millions of years. I mean, it's something that's been around, originating from places like India and Asia, where it's been used commonly as as a spice. And obviously, truly, the benefits of it have just been noticed more so, over the past few centuries as to what it does. But it's an amazing spice that we all have, or most of us have in our kitchen cupboard.
Is that now that you said it, you're reading my mind here, is that cinnamon the same kind of cinnamon that's in the product, or is there something special about that cinnamon?
Well, this is the pure extract of cinnamon, because sometimes we can get like cinnamon flavor, which in certain products, whether it's food products, candies, where it's artificially simulated flavoring. No, this is the pure extract of cinnamon that's in it, and that's really, really important. There's Heart Drops is a non-GMO product. So, in terms of the formulation, in terms of the raw materials, they're very particular about making sure that with regards to the plant extracts and spice like cinnamon, that it's a high-quality product.
In the Heart Drops product, there are, in addition to the raw garlic, and this is liquid, there you mentioned other compounds, yes?
Absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
Can we list those for the third time? Go ahead and please say them again, and I'm going to ask you a question.
Sure, absolutely. Aged garlic is the first one. Mm-hmm. Hawthorn. So not only with the hawthorn tree, there's the fruit itself, the berry and the flower, which have two different parts of the plant that do have different properties. It's got the European mistletoe, which is very, very unique. Mistletoe is a phenomenal formula. This is the Christmas mistletoe that we hang, especially this time of the year. Motherwort in there. Cayenne. This is the cayenne, the spice that we often have in our kitchen cupboards again. Bilberry extract. So this comes from, the blueberry family, and we know the benefits of those berries. And then willow bark. So it's a formulation that's got, 8 different products in there.
There are 8 different compounds. Now, was that the formula that the originator of the formula and the company, Strauss, created, or was that augmented as time went on?
Nope. This is the original formula that dates back over 300 years. So this is the original formula. What's new to that more recently, like I just mentioned, was the addition. So this formula is available on its own, and then we've got this formula, exactly the same formula with the cinnamon in there.
And that's called arterial cleanse.
That's correct. Yeah,
okay.
That's where the arterial cleanse product comes in.
And Strauss Heart Drops and that product and the arterial cleanse and other products from Strauss sold in fine health stores throughout North America. In Canada, the product has been cleared by the Canadian government. I'll have Jazz explain that. That's a big deal.
The perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering. You're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace for healthy sleep naturally.
A bit larger than a fist. Each day, every day, no exceptions. The human heart, on average, expands and contracts about 100,000 times, and it pumps about 2,000 gallons of blood. 2,000 gallons of blood throughout the vast circulatory system of the body. If the network of blood vessels of the circulatory system were laid out end to end, it would extend for a distance approximately equivalent to 60,000 miles or more than twice around the earth. Over a 70-year period, the heart beats more than 2.5 billion times. I dare say, let humans try to make a machine that would be that reliable. That it would be in the shop. Of course, people end up in the shop too. Jazz, welcome back.
Thank you.
boy, and one of the ironies is that the heart, the circulatory system, as vast as it is and as critical as it is robust, but yet it is vulnerable to disease, to plaquing and artery disease and damage. That endothelium gets damaged, and boy, it starts to plaque. Body trying to correct it and fix it with cholesterol and whatnot, foam cells and all that stuff. I won't get into the details, but boy, that is a weak spot for us as a species. And we are only as old and healthy as our arteries are. That's why I think this product is so important, Chaz.
Absolutely. I mean, you summarized it very, very well there. And again, going back to how you started the show, when we talk about oxidation and inflammation and all those things that are going on as a result of our lifestyle, as a result of, our eating habits, medications we're on, as we age, the body does change, and so does the arterial system. So, in order to support that by eating first of all, addressing our lifestyle, reducing stress, eating well, and then taking natural healthcare products like the Strauss heart drops. Now, before the break there, you mentioned like the NPN. The NPN is basically the natural products number that we have here in Canada.
Yep.
It's something that's put together by Health Canada, which is the equivalent of the FDA in the U.S., and it's basically the Health Canada's way of saying that this particular natural product has been reviewed in terms of, the clinical benefits, in terms of the ingredients, in terms of what the company are saying, what it does, and what their claims are, and giving the approval. So many products here in Canada are approved by Health Canada and will have the NPN. So that reassures the public that what they're taking has been reviewed. Again, in the same way that, in the USA where the FDA are approving products, this is someone that's looked over the products, so we can reassure the public that the product is what it's claiming to be.
And Health Canada is not known as a pushover, is it?
No, absolutely no. It's a fairly tough organization down here. I mean, they do some phenomenal stuff down here, but it is extremely challenging. And when the whole MPN campaign started many years ago, it was many companies really had to clean house and do some serious housekeeping in order to make sure that in terms of compliance with their manufacturing, compliance with the raw materials, compliance with their claims was all up on par. That's great, and it's great
authentic.
To see natural products that the standards are being improved like that, and
right.
And that heart drop certainly is.
Would you say that the heart drops as a dietary supplement and cardiovascular oriented kind of product, is that more for prevention? Is that more for treatment after the fact? Both? How do you all think about it at the company?
As a company, its vision in terms is from both. It's certainly taking it, both from a preventative point of view and also can be taken in a therapeutic point of view. I don't have any particular health concerns, but I too take this product from a preventative. I believe, that circulation is important, and if my circulation continues to improve as I age and through my lifestyle, hopefully this will slow down the chances of any cardiovascular issues that may be going on. So certainly it's a product that people can take on a smaller dosage therapeutically, I beg your pardon, preventatively, take it ongoing, and then in the event of any health concerns like elevated blood pressure, cholesterol, those types of concerns, or any type of cardiovascular, they can move on to taking the moderate to the higher levels of the product in more severe cases. But yeah, definitely from a preventative point of view, it can be taken. So as an educator, I believe it's a product that we all should be taking. 1 in 2 people, as you mentioned again, at the beginning of the show, cardiovascular disease and circulatory diseases are extremely common. 1 in 2 people are dealing with this, and there's a reason they call it the number 1 killer in the world, because it is. I mean, it's, once our circulation is is compromised, then that leads to a number of different issues.
Sure. And I wrote a long series on coronary heart disease. It was a 10-part series. And in one of the articles, I talk about the pathogenesis of coronary heart disease, where the notion of atherosclerosis and inflammation are the main themes. Coronary heart disease is an inflammatory disease, as you know.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's a direct consequence of coronary heart disease is a direct consequence of atherosclerosis, which is an inflammatory disease process where the plaque is built up. And the heart drops go a long way in trying to address that issue. The next time you're on, maybe we can get into that a little bit more and talking about the pathogenesis of coronary heart disease.
Absolutely, and I'd love to share some testimonials with you.
That would be great.
Some of these are on our website, so your listeners and viewers can definitely go onto the website and read some amazing testimonials. We get testimonials on a regular basis from all around the world, and those testimonials really do tell a true story.
What is the website?
The website is Heart Drops with the Roman numeral the number 4. And then the word life.com. Heartdrops4life.com.
Heartdrops, Arabic numeral 4, life. Heartdropsforlife.com. Pay a visit, read about it. Sold in fine health stores throughout North America. That would be Canada, U.S., and every place else in North America. And we appreciate you coming on, Jazz. Please give our best to everybody at Strauss Naturals. We send our healthiest and happiest wishes for 2018 to you and everyone affiliated with the company. Thank you so much. We'll be back in the second hour. We're going to get into it some more. Different guests, different theme, always changing.
Feeling tired.
Are your joints feeling out of date and stiff? Is that old sports injury flaring up? Is your body aching from the daily wear and tear at work? Body Vigor's Joint Ready keeps you at the ready for any joint pain that gets out of line. Unfortunately, as we age, joint pain becomes more common. Body Vigor's Joint Ready can help provide relief so you can continue to go about your day. Our formula contains sulfated forms of glucosamine and chondroitin. Studies show that these sulfated forms are more effective than
Welcome to the show. Boy, you can tell it's the new year. I'll give you an example here in one moment. You just can't mistake it. It's amazing. I'm glad you could tune in today, and I'm glad to be here with you, as always. And I got an email. Somebody was asking me about, you would like people to pay attention more to what you say than what you wear. As you know, we stream this show, and it's like internet TV. And I'll get questions about what I'm wearing and the different logos that you'll see on products. And somebody wanted to know what that logo was. The other day, I put the hat on this morning in the second hour. And there's a logo on the hat, and that's the logo for Ferrari, in case you're wondering. And also the emblem on my jacket this morning is a Ferrari emblem. I'm a big fan of Formula One and Ferrari, and people wanted to know. So there you have it. I'm just sharing that with you. Had nothing to do with your health. Again, we're always I can't tell you how important it is driving in every day. I think, honestly, 12 every single day, I think, man, it's what a great gig. What a great job. To be able to do this every day with you, I wouldn't want to do anything else. I could do other things. This is what I prefer to do. Love it. And the guests are phenomenal. Dr. Audrey Ross is up in this hour. We'll see I haven't talked to her since the new year. We'll see what's on her mind. To my illusion about what time of the year it is, I know it's right around January. If I had lost track of time and I started going on the internet looking at all the different sources that I use, I could tell you, I would guess that it's right after New Year's. I went, for example, to Medical News Today. Some of the headline stories they had. Does green tea help weight loss? Is apple cider vinegar good for losing weight? Weight loss. Big deal this time of year. That article, does green tea help with weight loss? Is apple cider vinegar? You could take green tea till it's coming out of your ears and drink apple cider vinegar to the same extent. And there may be evidence to suggest that either one or both contributes to weight loss. At the end of the day, it's going to take more than one thing to lose weight. It will. And it's not, if you think all I need to do is just take an abundance of green tea or drink apple cider vinegar by the gallons every day, and I'm going to lose weight and don't change anything else, good luck with that. And this is how people get seduced into these I'm not saying that either of these are gimmicks, but I'm just saying that they get deluded into believing that that one thing is going to do the trick. No, it most likely will not. If you want to lose weight, you have to address the diet. Exercise is not going to get it done either. It's not the best predictor for weight loss. Diet is. Diet and exercise together is better yet. But it's primarily the diet. Yes, you can augment your strategy, your weight loss program with dietary supplements and green tea, apple cider vinegar, whatever it is that you want to do. PGX, which I'm trying to get Gary to do. I haven't talked to him yet today about what he did over the weekend. Is he going to lose a pound a week? I have to bring a scale in here. I'm going to have him bring one in. I should weigh him, and I got him to commit to a pound a week. So I don't know if he's up for that. Weigh him every day in the morning, and we'll see. 1 pound a week. He lost 47 last year. We're looking for 50 this year. I'm trying to introduce PGX into his routine. He hasn't done it yet. Right?
No, not yet.
What are we waiting for?
Paycheck.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my. I gotta wait till I get paid so I can go buy some. I'm on a budget, man. I'm on a budget. I'm honest with you.
So you think you can lose a pound a week?
Yeah, I mean that's at the point where it's not that hard. I mean, you're thinking what 500 calories a day.
Remember I told you a year ago, I said if you can get a 500 calorie deficit every day from where you are, you're going to lose a pound. If you take 7 and multiply it by 500, that's 3,500 calories a week deficit. That's equivalent to about a pound of fat. So that would be a pound a week. You got to burn 30. You have to have a calorie deficit at the end of the week of 3,500 calories. That's 500 calories a day. Can you do that?
Yeah, I mean that's easy. That's
if it were so easy, then everybody we wouldn't see all these articles about drinking green tea, drinking apple cider vinegar, taking product X, taking product Y.
But it's lifestyle change. People don't want to change their lifestyles.
It's more than one thing.
I know somebody right now in the hospital that was told, hey, stop doing this, and they continue to do it, so therefore they're in the hospital.
Yeah, well, that's the nature of human nature. And that's why when you're a consultant in this business, there's always work. Because they're loath to change. They talk a big game. Oh, yeah. And then when it comes time, not so much.
Before we go to break and we welcome Mrs. Ross on, don't forget, we got a new affiliate we got to say hello to today.
Absolutely. We can't forget that. Let me pull that up. I made a note, and I have it right here. We're constantly growing the show coast to coast. We're everywhere. It's wonderful to do that. And we have a new affiliate in Andrews, Texas. I've never been to Andrews, Texas, but it's KACT, 1360 AM. And I want to give a special thanks and appreciation to the station manager, Gerald Reed. And I thank you, Gerald, for allowing us to come into your neck of the woods and airing the show on your station, KACT 1360 AM. They'll be airing that program Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Central Time. And we appreciate it. And we encourage, the affiliates are wonderful people. And you support your local radio station that airs this show. You know, people just take radio for granted. It's like, well, it's radio. It's just sort of out there in the ether. Well, somebody's got to be responsible for that. People like Gerald and others, station owners, station managers, producers and whatnot that work in the stations, the techs, the engineers. Yeah, it's a great world. We take radio for granted. We do. I do too sometimes, and I remind myself. So we're so happy to welcome them into our network across the U.S., including Hawaii. Here's a number to call.
You can reach us at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-8255.
KACT 1360 AM in Andrews, Texas. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Gerald, thank you again. We appreciate it. We're going to come back. Dr. Audrey Ross will be my guest. I'm going to find out first I'm going to find out if she makes New Year's resolutions, what's her top one, and then we'll see what's on her mind. She has a menu. We'll see what's on the menu with her.
Almost 52% of men experience erectile dysfunction and benign prostatic hyperplasia. If you've had challenges with virility, sexual health, or low energy, Body Vigor's Alpha Extension may be the answer for you. Body Vigor's Alpha Extension can help revitalize your alpha male and extend your love. Our formula is one of the highest quality nutraceuticals available, formulated to support the processes involved in promoting a healthy male sex drive, energy, and stamina. Alpha Extension has 2 powerful herbal blends, Virilla Max, which focuses on male sexual health, and T-Pump Activator, which helps balance your testosterone levels. Revitalize your alpha male with Body Vigor's Alpha Extension, exclusively available on Amazon.com.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition 2018. My guest is Dr. Audrey Ross, educator for Country Life Vitamins. Dr. Ross, welcome back to LTN. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well, and thank you.
What's your top New Year's resolution?
Well, every year I reevaluate what I did the previous year to see where I can make changes and make sure that I'm doing the right thing. Not really specific, I want to lose 5 pounds or I want to do this. It's more about what I can incorporate into my daily routine. And yes, it would be, okay, let's eat less chocolate this year. So, little things like that. But I always like to evaluate because, like you said, there's so many things that are out there. Oh, drink this and you'll lose weight. Take this magic pill. And that's been since I was in practice 20 years ago. Somebody walks in and they want a magic pill to make everybody healthy and make them lose 10 pounds or get back in shape or have their cholesterol drop by, 20 points overnight. Everybody's looking for that magic pill because it is a commitment. It's a commitment to change your lifestyle and your diet.
Mm-hmm.
And you do it in small steps. You can't do it, you can't make a lot of changes.
So you don't make, so like this year, what is it that you want to do?
So this year I want to decrease my sugar intake. I have a really bad sweet tooth.
Okay. What foods contribute to that consumption for you?
Cheesecake.
What does?
I love cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
Cheesecake is one of my weaknesses, and dark chocolate. Now, dark chocolate's good for you in moderation. I have a problem with the moderation part.
So you spend an inordinate amount of time at Cheesecake Factory, do you?
Yeah, no. If someone offers me cheesecake, I do not say no. That's one of my problems.
No kidding.
I love cheesecake, a good cheesecake. Now, there are some cheesecakes I'll take a bite of and go, nope, this is not it.
When did you develop that habit?
When my son started cooking them for me.
Oh, my.
Yeah. So it is hard to get a good cheesecake, but when I do find a good cheesecake, I do indulge in it. And, moderation, that's the key. So I've had him stop making cheesecakes for me because...
To me, eating cheesecake is like saying, I'm going to rob banks in moderation.
Yeah.
It's not a good idea no matter how much.
I know. It's one of those things that my indulgent, terrible thing that I do.
Well, if that's the only terrible thing you do nutritionally, then you're okay. So let me frame what you want to talk about this way. What Dr. Ross wants to talk about today is something that you should do at every meal. And it's something that people violate all the time and do it in the wrong way. Could you guess what I'm alluding to or suggesting here? And it's one of the macronutrients, and there are only 3: carbohydrate, fat, and protein. Something that you should do at every meal, and most people do it the wrong way. And the magic word would be what, Dr. Ross?
Protein.
Protein. Let me set it up this way for you, and then I'll cut you loose on it.
Okay.
There was a study published in the Journal of Nutrition. It didn't have a big sample. It was a small sample of people. But they they wanted to explore the metabolism of protein. And so these metabolism experts, if you will, at the University of Texas asked 8 healthy adults to eat one of 2 diets for 1 solid week. They ate the same thing except for how protein content was divided throughout the day for the group. One diet had 30 grams of protein at each meal. The other diet had 10 grams at breakfast, 15 grams at lunch, and 65 grams at dinner. So that came to what? If you did the math as I was saying it, it's 90 grams per day. So they both ate both groups of this 8, they probably divided them into 2 groups of 4, ate 90 grams of protein a day, but they distributed the protein differently. Which group do you think metabolized the metabolism better, if you had to guess, Dr. Ross?
The one that had the 30, 30, and 30.
Exactly. Most people will eat some protein at breakfast, some at lunch, but the most of it at dinner, about 60% of their protein intake at dinner. Not a good idea. It's better to have protein at every meal and distribute it throughout the day. It works out that way because it takes the way protein is digested and metabolized. You have to do it that way to get the real benefit to contribute to muscle building and all the other things that protein does for the body. Does this work in your mind, given your experience and knowledge of the literature?
Yes, most definitely, and that's one of the things I'm looking at too. As far as looking like you're at a full plant-based diet. I'm going more toward a more plant-based diet. I still do some fish, but looking at what I would have to consume to get that and keeping it balanced throughout the day, because the body cannot absorb, utilize, metabolize, digest, whatever you want to say, 65 grams of protein at one time, at one meal. It's just impossible for the body to really get the benefit of it. And protein does so many things. Every cell has a protein, requires protein. And of the 3 macronutrients, it is probably the most how shall I say it, not misused, improperly utilized. And then, fat's important too, but the protein, I read an article that said over 2 million people worldwide don't get enough protein during the day. It's because they think that they're eating enough, but they're really not, or they're eating it incorrectly. So eating at a balanced 30-30-30 is really the ideal way to get the benefits, because it does so many things. It not just builds muscle, but it's for neurotransmitters. It helps with enzyme production. It helps with antibodies. It helps.
Well, we'll talk about that. If you load up at the end of the day, you can't build muscle throughout the day, and the body's forced to oxidize and store protein as glucose and fat at night. Uh-oh.
Almost 52% of men experience erectile dysfunction and benign prostatic hyperplasia. If you've had challenges with virility, sexual health, or low energy, Body Vigor's Alpha Extension may be the answer for you. Body Vigor's Alpha Extension can help revitalize your alpha male and extend your love. Our formula is one of the highest quality nutraceuticals available, formulated to support the processes involved in promoting a healthy male sex drive, energy, and stamina. Alpha Extension has 2 powerful herbal blends: Virilo Max, which focuses on male sexual health, and T-Pump Activator, which helps balance your testosterone levels. Revitalize your alpha male with Body Vigor's Alpha Extension. Exclusively available on Amazon.com.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. So it turns out that protein should be consumed at every meal. The issue becomes, though, that people consume the wrong quantity at each meal. They tend to load up at the end of the day rather than spreading it more evenly throughout the day, or they'll load up heavily in the morning because they're trying to quell their appetite, and it will do that, and then don't do so much with protein throughout the rest of the day. Dr. Audrey Ross is my guest, educator for Country Life Vitamins. Dr. Ross, welcome back. This is a subtle little point, but boy, it can make a big difference, right?
It can make a tremendous difference. And that's one of the things that I've done as my New Year's resolution, to actually measure out and look. So not every meal, but to get a guideline, to get a baseline. Because, like I said, I'm doing more plant-based. I am working more towards vegetarian. But there's so many things that you think, oh, well, this is enough protein for me, and it's really not. You need to balance it out and look at it. So that's kind of what I did, is where is my protein going to come from at each meal, and how am I going to get that balance?
You allude to quantity. First of all, even common sense would dictate that the amount of protein, there might be an average, but it's not necessarily the same for men and women. Do you have any recommendations on minimum and maximum for men and women with protein?
Well, as a matter of fact, the National Institutes of Health does have a guideline for that. And for whether you're man or woman, it bases it on weight. And what NIH says is, the days that you don't exercise, you need 0.4 grams of protein that's biologically available, which we'll talk about that in a second, 0.4 grams for every pound of body weight. And if you do exercise, on those days you exercise, you need 0.8 grams for every pound of body weight, because it looks at that muscle that has to be repaired after exercise. So let's think about the biological value. What they're talking about is 0.4 grams per pound of body weight. That's what the biological value of based on 100. Like whey protein, our Biochem whey protein is a biological value of 100.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, biological.
I know what it means. I'm being devil's advocate.
Right.
What does
biological value means how well the body can digest, utilize, metabolize, and retain the nitrogen. Now, nitrogen is what helps with the muscle. Nitrogen is important for that rebuilding process. So the biological value means how well that 1 gram of protein can actually convert to be that usable nitrogen, okay? So with whey protein...
So in other words, let me see if I can put it in words that I can understand, because, I have a thick head.
You do not.
BV, not meaning Beverly Victory, but a biological value is the measure of how much or the proportion of absorbed protein from a food becomes incorporated into the proteins of our body.
Correct.
Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
The proportion of absorbed protein. So you're saying that Biochem has a biological value of 100.
Right. So if you take 30 grams of Biochem whey protein, which this is my go-to for the morning because I'm not really a big breakfast. I mean, I like something for breakfast, obviously, but how can I get that 30-30-30? So 30 grams, which is a scoop and a half, of the whey protein. Now, if I do it with just water, that's what I do. If I mix it with something else that would have a protein in, for example, almond milk or something like that would have some protein, I look at that value. 30 grams of Biochem whey protein isolate has a biological value of 30 grams. But let's say you take 30 grams of fish. Well, the biological value of fish
is 76.
76. So 30 grams of fish only have a biological value of 22.8. So you have to consume more weight of the fish to get the same biological value.
How are you computing that let's take an egg. An egg has a biological value of 94. All right? So, what am I trying to say here? When you said if you consume 30 grams of biochem protein, you came up with some number there. What was the math? What was the conversion you did here? You said it had a biological value of 100.
So if I have 30 grams of whey protein, biochem whey protein isolate, I get 30 grams biological value. That's an easy one to figure out. It's 1-to-1.
Oh, okay.
So whey protein is 100%. 100 is a biological value. So if you get 1 gram of whey protein, of the biochem whey protein isolate, you get 1 gram of biological
100
value.
means what? That it is what?
Each gram represents the full biological value. So 100 is that the BV, the biological value. How much of it can be utilized?
All right.
How much of that actual weight can be utilized in the body? And that's where people get confused. They're like, well, I eat, I had 30 grams of steak or whatever they want to have. Well, that doesn't mean you're going to be able to utilize all that protein. The body cannot utilize it to the benefit of what it needs to do, based on what NIH says for
So
your required
what about these athletes, bodybuilders in particular, that are consuming, like, for example, 50, 60 grams of protein at a time? What do you make of that?
I cringe.
Why?
It's so much. Now, they do have a muscle mass that they are building up, and depending on what they're consuming, a lot of them, will go to whey protein. There are some plant-based bodybuilders that only do plant protein, but they consume a lot of it. They're looking for maximum results. To me, that is because of their muscle mass and what they're doing. They have to do that to really bulk up. But for the general public, that's not something that they want to do.
So, if you take an average person, a woman, let's say a woman 45 years old, 120 pounds, how much protein should she be consuming?
Okay, on the days of no exercise, 48 grams minimum.
48 grams minimum.
Of biologically available protein, and that's based on NIH. Now, on the days that that person would work out, according to NIH, they would need 96 grams of protein.
Okay. So it becomes it's a quantity and quality issue. Not all protein, whey protein is very popular, right? Whey protein, Dr. Ross?
Yes.
It's very popular. Your biochem is a whey protein-based product, is it not?
Correct.
Okay. But the way you all make that protein is really important. When we come back, we'll talk about that because it makes it what? More biologically available? I mean, in terms of metabolizing it, yes?
Yes.
Okay. I'll give you a chance to unpack that. We'll be back with the LTN Health question of the day.
Are your joints feeling out of date and stiff? Is that old sports injury flaring up? Is your body aching from the daily wear and tear at work? Body Vigor's Joint Ready keeps you at the ready for any joint pain that gets out of line. Unfortunately, as we age, joint pain becomes more common. Body Vigor's Joint Ready can help provide relief so you can continue to go about your day. Our formula contains sulfated forms of glucosamine and chondroitin. Studies show that these sulfated forms are more effective than regular glucosamine bound to hydrochloride. Joint Ready promotes a healthy inflammatory response, facilitates cartilage synthesis, and provides additional antioxidants. Keep your joints at the ready with Body Vigor's Joint Ready, exclusively on Amazon.com.
the LTN health question of the day. Talking with Dr. Audrey Ross about protein. Turns out to be a very important nutrient in terms of when you consume it and how much. Here's the question. Is it best to consume protein each day where you load up in the morning, eat most of your protein in the morning, B, eat most of the protein at night, or C, take the protein and distribute it evenly throughout the day? So, for example, if you were going to eat 90 grams of protein a day, if that was the requirement for you, you would do 30, 30, and 30. Or if you were going to do the other approach where you would eat 60 grams, load it up in the morning and take the other 30 and spread it out, or eat the 60 grams at night and then spread the other 30 out earlier in the day. Which is the better approach? Load up in the morning with protein, load up at night, or spread it out through the day? Here's the number to call.
You can reach us at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-8255.
Today's Gary's birthday. And he is, I have shoes older than this boy. Happy birthday, pal.
Thank you.
How you feel?
I feel good. You know, my mind thinks I'm 21, and I wake up and my feet hit the floor, and now I know I'm 44. And it was funny because where I used to bull ride at, I went by there this weekend, and they've built a Goodwill.
Yeah. Well, you need to stay off the bull,
so
to speak.
Yeah.
No, you just keep your feet on the ground.
So I can't.
So you're 40. What do you know? What day of the week you were born?
It was a Tuesday.
You know what time?
8:08 in the morning.
Okay. I was born on a Saturday at 11:59 a.m.
And my mom got into an argument with my dad and broke his nose during labor.
She smacked him.
Smacked him in the head.
Oh, she didn't mean to.
No, she did. He went to go get breakfast.
Oh, Jesus.
She woke up and she goes, she had back pains and she ran to the hospital. And by that time, he had gotten back from breakfast and didn't know where she was at and made it to the hospital.
And you were the 12th of 12 kids.
12th of 12 kids, yes.
Wow. Well, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Okay, Carolyn. Is it Carolyn? Carolyn in Tampa. Okay, Carolyn, what's the answer to the question? Is it best to load up protein in the morning, load it up at night, or spread it out through the day?
Spread it out through the day.
How many grams of protein? I know you're a very conscientious eater. I've known Carolyn for many years. I know her daughter as well. How many grams of protein do you think you consume a day, if you know?
Well, on the days that I work out, I would say maybe 40 or 50.
Is that about right, Dr. Ross, for a woman, 45 grams?
Not on the days you work out. You take your body weight times 0.8, and that's how many grams of protein you need on the days you work out.
Does that make sense?
40 or 50 grams is probably what you need on a regular basis, just on a daily basis on the days you don't work out. But if you go to NIH or the Whey Protein Institute, you can see that their recommendations on the days you work out is 0.8 grams of your body weight. So take your body weight times 0.8, and that's how many grams you need on the days you work out.
There you go, Carolyn. Does that help?
Oh, great information. Yes.
Body weight times
I only weigh 100 pounds, so I'm always afraid of getting too much.
If you weigh 100 pounds, you need 80 grams of protein on that day you work out.
That's a lot of protein, man.
That's where the Biochem Whey protein comes in so wonderfully to help with that deficit that we're getting.
I do use the Biochem, and it's delicious.
It is delicious. You notice how fluffy it is? It doesn't cake up. Did you notice that, Carolyn?
Yes, definitely.
That's a function of the way they make it. But and I'll get Dr. Ross to explain. Congratulations. You won a $25 supplement gift card. Good way to start the new year. Thank you for listening. Thank you for all the support you've offered the show and to me. I appreciate it very much.
Oh, I appreciate you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very, very much.
You're very welcome. It's a privilege. So what's so special about the Biochem? What I noticed when the first time I opened one of those cans of protein from Biochem many years ago, I could see immediately. Visually I saw it was different in that it didn't have that thick-looking cakey. Well, I don't know how to describe it.
The clumpiness.
There you go. Why is that? Why is that?
It's dual filtered, which means it's ultra filtered and micro filtered. That one batch of concentrate is dual filtered, which it's like double sifting flour, and people can usually kind of understand that. When you double sift flour, that final product is very fine, very easy to mix in. Same thing with the Biochem Whey protein. It is dual filtered. And that not only makes it easy to mix up and blend up, and the taste of it's fantastic, but it also maintains your immune-building properties, the immunoglobulin and the lactoferrin, which are important components of whey protein. Mm-hmm. Now, we also have got the vegan protein, the Biochem Vegan, which is pea, hemp, and cranberry protein.
Oh.
That, too, is manufactured, so that's a very smooth flavor in comparison, or smooth texture in comparison to other vegan proteins. So that's one of our keys looking at the Biochem protein line. The whey protein is certified vegetarian, and then we've got the vegan. Both of them we wanted to have a good mouth feel, so that it wasn't the kind of the clumpiness of the whey or the grittiness of the plant base. So looking at how the processing is done makes a really big difference on the end product. Yes, it takes a little bit longer, and yes, it's a little bit more expensive to do, but that's part of our goal, is to provide that highest quality product at a very reasonable price.
It is reasonable. I didn't mean to cut you off. That music is a cue. Very good. This has been very informative. What did we learn today? If protein with every meal, spread it out through the day. Don't load it up in the morning. Don't load it up at night. Spread it out through the day. That way, if you load it up at the end of the day, what's going to happen is the body's going to oxidize it, and the body needs glucose and whatnot. It's going to take the protein, break it down into glucose. Glucose is going to get stored as fat. So that's one of the dangers in doing it that way throughout the day. 0.8 grams per pound of body weight on the days you work out or exercise, 0.4 the days you don't. Multiply your body weight times 0.8 or times 0.4, and that will give you how many grams of protein per day. Dr. Ross, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Biochem subdivision of Country Life Vitamins, probably among the best, if not the best, protein product on the market. I love it. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition, where your health is your wealth, and your health is the wealth of those that care about and love you.
Don't be